Hi guys, Squall here, and welcome to another episode of Trucking Diaries. Now, if you remember, we have just pulled up here at Carson City. We came from Bakersfield. Well, we was actually here when we started in Barstow. We drove to Bakersfield, picked up 3 large pipes, and we drove up through here, through Tonopah. We discovered this road. We're now in Carson City. We need to get a job out of Carson City, preferably something that will take us all around Nevada, because if you look, we've actually discovered quite a bit of California, and hardly anything in Nevada, really, apart from that jackpot run that we had. But that was you can see it's not even connected though, but that was a specific quick market job that we did. Let's have a look at the freight market and see what we've got. Okay, appliances down to Bakersfield is the best paying one, $23 per mile. That is good. $11,000 I could do with that. That is a fragile standard delivery. We've got a tractor down to Huron. We've got a bulldozer over to Stockton. We've not been to Stockton. Computers down to LA. Silica back to Barstow, which would go through almost via Vegas and Prim. And then we've got Huron and Bakersfield. So every job is going back to Cali, which is really annoying. I was hoping for something that would take us around here. Let's see what we've got. So that's the best paying one, but that is identical to the job we just did. Apart from the cargo, it's just going the other way, which sucks. Tractor to, it's against the same journey. I think either that one, Silica to Barstow. Let's take us back to Barstow. We've already discovered these, but this one would keep us in the top end in Stockton. Maybe we can get a job back out towards Elko that way later, or even up to Hornbrook. Might take this one because this is going to give us some discovery roads, and it's a bulldozer, but it does expire in 52 minutes. It is a high-value cargo import delivery. There was a bulldozer right next to us, so with a bit of luck, that's the bulldozer behind us, and I can very quickly drive over to the pickup point, because if this is it, I should be able to get that within 50 minutes. And then I'll just reverse back for the trailer. Let's go. Yes! That's the one. 51 minutes. Okay, this is going to pay $7.5 grand. It's not fantastic, but it's 339 miles. Fairly interesting drive. We can pick up Truckee and Sacramento, and even Stockton and Reno. We can actually grab 4 seats. Actually, we've got a couple of these. I think we've got a couple of these already. But we've definitely got some discovery roads to do. Let's reverse back. Warning, this vehicle is reversing. Do they not do that in the States? Is that just in Europe they do that? You see it on a lot of delivery van drivers. Delivery vans in the EU quite often do that. They'll have a little beeper with a talking voice going, "Warning, this vehicle is reversing," that kind of thing. It's quite funny. Might as well just keep going. I like those little diggers, they're really compact, aren't they? Basically a massive shovel. But they're like really cute design. Alright mate, don't look so depressed. And we're gonna click. Ding! Look at that, I got the kingpin spot on there. Not that the game cares one jot. Right, first things first, let's have a look at the routing. I'm gonna ignore that for now, unfortunately. But what we could do, we're going to come out of here. Do we have that road? No, we don't, so we may as well take that. Get rid of that. Take this route. We don't have any of this. However, I'd like to get that, so let's go that way. Which unfortunately leaves this piece of road here, but there's not a lot I can do about that. We've refueled, so we're okay for fueling. There's no discovery point in that city. This is all fresh road, so I may as well leave that as a fuel station here and a rest point if we need it. Coming down to here, if we need to rest, this would be a good place in Truckee, because we can get that half. Looks like I went here for something. So we can go through Truckee, Sacramento, not bothered about, and then Stockton is going to get discovered automatically. There's actually a rest area right opposite. So we can drop this off, rest up, and then possibly think about driving down to Oakdale just to get that road. There's even a discovery point here, look. So when we do go to Stockton, when we leave, we need to pick that up. It's important to get those things. Right, how heavy is our trailer? 20-ton Bulldozer. High value cargo, so we shall try not to break it. Although I would have thought it's fairly hard to break a Bulldozer. I definitely heard the drive wheel lift off the ground then. Looks clear. Okay, Carson City. It would have been good to have a little look around. But that's going to cost me money if I do that. What are they called? SUVs in the States, I think. Sports utility vehicle. We don't really have a name for them in the UK. They tend to get bundled up with the phrase people carrier, even though they're not a people carrier. Like a people carrier is meant to be those that are like small family carriers, like the Volkswagen Charan, the Ford Galaxy, that kind of thing. But we don't really have a name for the SUV. Certainly nobody here refers to it as an SUV. Not that I've heard, anyway. Don't think we're going to make these lights. Wow. We just made those lights. Whoa, broski! Are you serious, dude? Did you see that? Oh my god. Like, even if the lights change, if I'm there, even if I've gone through on red, you've got to watch what you're doing. Some might say that's realistic programming right there. You know, the light goes green and they just go without looking. And it's true. Some people do that. Driver Staffing Agency, thank you, sir. Need some variation in the motel design as well. They're pretty much all the same, apart from a different colour. That little loop got us an agency. Gives us more choice when we come to hire a driver. Blimey, busy roads. That billboard thing above us there on the right, look at that. Why does that not have a poster on it? They should... Oh, you know what they haven't got? You know, in Vegas, you've got those electronic billboards, haven't you? With all the flashing lights. I just thought, why is that not in the game? That would be so cool. That's what Vegas is known for. Isn't there a place in the Vegas where there's an archway that you walk down, and it's an arch ceiling above you, and it has something like 1 million bulbs on it, and it displays all kinds of stuff. It has, you know, graphics just flying across it all the time. I forget, it has a name, but I don't know what it's called. But I'm not saying they put that in the game, but I'm saying that they didn't put anything in the game like that. They didn't put any kind of flashing lights and, you know, billboards and things just changing. Animated, you know, drink Coca-Cola. They could have done a spoof on that, couldn't they? They wouldn't have called it Coca-Cola. They could have called it something else, like Smoke-a-Cola or something. Yeah, that would have been great to put in the game. I've just realised that's not in Vegas. Massive lake to the right. Let's get over there. Seen a few motorbikes these days. That one there, I've seen that in Eurotruck. That kind of easy rider guy. Oh dear. Why did that lane suddenly drip? Look at that lane, it goes off. It goes over the bridge and then comes back around. It's quite literally just a turnaround point. And yet it's not available going the other way. Look at that cop just sat in the left lane there. Why are they all doing it? Look at it. Everybody prefers the inside lane. Oh, sorry, the outside lane. Meanwhile, I just catch them all up. We must be coming up for 2k mileage on our... Oh, 1,690... 1,700 miles we're coming up for. Drink, ride, lose. Fair enough. You get these like vintage cars, and then you get the higher tech cars. I'd like to see some classic 70s cars in there actually. Get like a Trans Am or a Pontiac Firebird or something. Get some of the old big American muscle stuff in here, as well as the modern things like the electric vehicles. It'd be kind of fun to see an electric vehicle go past. Or a hybrid. I think there's already a Prius in here. I've seen that. I think I've seen a Prius. Aye, aye. Okay, we're slowing down for some reason. I am very worried about... Whenever the AI changes onto that road there to get off, it will always slow down. Even though, just look how long that slip road is. There's absolutely no reason for it to do so. Look how, like, he should have just gone along, gone onto that, and then started deceleration. But the AI will always decelerate in this lane, thus forcing you to slow down. And then move over. Something else that needs to be tuned. Alright, we're passing Reno, I think. Or we're heading to Reno. Let's try 10th. There we go. Fair enough, dude. Uh-oh, we need to be in that lane. I was too busy watching that guy to realise that I was actually getting off this lane. Look at that! That guy just went straight back on the freeway. He got off with the freeway with me and then went straight back onto it. Hey look, that's a delivery we did last time. 3 large pipes. How uncanny. Where's he going? What? Look how... Did you see how he slowed down then? It's kind of weird. I think the AI almost treats that as a kind of a junction turn, even though it's not really. But you could see what he did. He kind of slowed down, then he indicated, and then he made like a really physical sharp turn. Whereas a normal driver would just kind of drift over. Hey, this is cool. Look at this. I like this little tunnel through the bridge. Nice truck, dude. Nice truck. I saw that coming in the mirror. $185 miles. We should make it before we need to rest, I think. Be careful here with the speed limits and stuff. Always watch what the AI is doing. If the AI in front of you just suddenly starts hitting on the brakes, immediately I'm thinking to myself, there's probably a speed limit change coming up. But in that case, it was just a bend I think they were slowing down for. That's fair enough. I think we might get to level 7 this time. Thing is, it's all about the skill points at this level. You need to get the skill points in the right place so that it boosts your income. Like if we... Oh, you scumbag. If we start getting the longer distance journeys, we'll start getting, you know, 15 grand jobs just easy. I think we might have to put the next point in long distance. I think we've only got 1 or 2 points, or 2 points I think. And we need 3 points and then we're done. And then we can start unlocking some other stuff. The high value cargo and the some more ADR classes to give us a better variety of trailer. Let's get in behind this guy. I'm seeing some nice AI trucks on the road though. Courtesy of Mr. Jazzy. Oh wow. Here we go. That little hill there, it was too... 6 was a bit too low and 8 was a bit too high. I should have chosen 7 at that point. At some point we'll be able to upgrade our engine on this thing, but it's not important. We can still haul anything 20 tons, no problem. It's not worth upgrading the engine. That's the problem with this game, is it's far too easy at this level to start wasting money on things you don't need. Instead of focusing on... Why did he just hit the brakes? Instead of focusing on, you know, getting rid of loans, getting more drivers and trucks in, more ways to make more money. Whereas, you know, it's very easy to go, oh yeah, I can stick some mud flaps on my truck and get a bull bar and, you know, a bigger engine. Yeah, but that's just going to waste your money. You don't need it. What does that sign say? Welcome to California. Yeah. Welcome to California. Here, have a speed limit of 55. That's what it should say. Welcome to 55 County. Reminded me when I was driving in Germany last year, and I was driving along. And of course, you're on these sections of the Autobahn where there's just no speed limit. And everybody's just hurtling along, and then all of a sudden it just goes, boom, 100 km/h limit. Because you pass over into... I think I passed over into the Netherlands, I think it was. And as soon as you cross the border, boom, up comes the speed limit. Oh, 120 it was, 120 k's. I think. But up until that point, you've been driving along with miles and there'd been no speed limit at all. It's funny, you're driving along on the autobahns in Germany, and like most people are fairly sensible about it. I mean, you get the odd one, the odd idiot who's just flying down. But mostly, people, even though they've just got no speed limit, they don't actually abuse it. Because once you get faster and faster, I think it actually scares most people, to be honest. They don't feel comfortable with it. But a lot depends on the kind of vehicle you've got as well, I think. Some vehicles that you drive in, you can be breaking the speed limits and it doesn't even feel like it. And in other vehicles, you can be going along and thinking, wow, this is fast, and you look at the speedometer and you're only doing 50 miles an hour. I think the smaller and lower down the vehicle is, the more you feel the effect of the speed. Come on, turn off for me, buddy. There we go, it's fine. Another car floating along there. More stuff to be fixed. Look at it. Look at the car, you see it? Back to the Future, you gotta love it. Definitely something to be fixed. I'm surprised nobody spotted that. I'm surprised none of the testers reported it and got it fixed. That's nice. Straight on. Truckee! I like that town name, Truckee. I'm gonna move over here. Because I'm a nice driver. And look, the scumbag AI was coming back up this inside lane to not let me move over. Man, that's annoying. I think I need to be back in the middle lane, you know. Just got this horrible feeling that lane's going to drop off on me. Yep, there we go. I'm learning. Now this is a big city in the game, this one. A lot of models here, a lot of scenery. You definitely feel your frames moving on this one when you drive through it. It is nice though, the detail's amazing. Wow. That guy just overtook me and then cut right back in front. Oh, delivery points here. Do we get off? I think we get off here. Yep. Stockton, San Rafael, half a mile. Wasn't ready for 8th. Now we just wait to get over the junction. Oakland straight on, Stockton right, Stockton left. You what, mate? What kind of a sign is that? What are you supposed to do when you want to go to Stockton? You look at the sign, you're like, which way do I go? Nobody would ever do that. What a great sign. That's it. Sit at the junction and then pull out at the last minute and then go really slowly, because that's what you do when you want to have an accident. I always remember doing my motorcycle training, and I was reading... Oh, we're in here, aren't we, I think? I was also reading a book written by the police called Roadcraft, which teaches you a lot of stuff about driving motorcycles safely. Oh, there it is over there. Ooh, that's an interesting delivery point. And they say that a junction, any junction is a hazard, right? And the thing to do with hazards is approach cautiously and then leave them briskly. They never use the word fast. They always use the word brisk. Because fast implies you're not really in control that much, whereas brisk implies you're moving at a decent speed, but you're not being silly about it and you're completely in control. But the point is, they always say, like a junction, approach cautiously, and then when you make the decision, same with overtaking, when you make the decision to enter that intersection, to enter that hazard, get out of there as fast as you can. The longer you linger in it, the more danger you're putting yourself in. Don't linger in the middle of a junction. Just get on and get out. Same with overtaking. Once you've made the decision to overtake, once you've done all the safety checks, put your foot down and execute as quickly as possible. Just get it done. Because all the time you're on the other side of the road, you're putting yourself at risk. And it's true. But the thing is, they never really teach this stuff on driving lessons. And they should, I think. Is it going to take that? Are you going to ding for me, or are we just off-centre there? We're going to ding. We're fine. We good. Handbrake on. Detach. Excelente! Bulldozer delivered from Carson City to Stockton. Look at this bonus money here. 7.5 grand. Level 7! 500 XP. Okay, let's have a look at the skills. Yeah, we've got 2 points. This is the big one. Look, it goes from 650 to 1,000 miles. This is a significant point here. Because, you know, the one before it gave us an extra 250 miles. This one gives us an extra 350. 1,000 miles is pretty much the limit of the map, of any job on the map right now. So when we take that, we can go anywhere we like. The one after it to take, once you've got 1 point in these three, the one after it is this one. Because if you notice, between rank 1, when you go to rank 2, you get this extra bonus that you don't get anywhere else. You get plus 10% higher reward for finishing an urgent delivery. Plus 10% on an urgent delivery. That's a lot of money, that bonus. It's well worth that point. So the plan of action is 3rd point in here, 2nd point in just in time, and then after that, I'm going to start either going unlocking hazardous cargo to give us more interesting stuff to do, or I'm just going to max out this to give us more money. Either of those is perfectly valid. This is a waste of time, as I've said before. So let's get that long distance point. And I think I said there was a rest stop just over the road here. Indeed. We'll go and repair our truck, because I think it's probably got a bit of wear and tear as well that just needs to be fixed. Although a lot depends on how much... well, Andy needs a rest, apparently. We'll just go and see how much damage we have. It may not be worth doing a repair at this stage, because I've not actually bumped into anything. But we can just sleep in the car park, even though we're in a day cab. Open 24 hours. Of course you are, bro. Okay, let's have a look. Service. 355. 600. Bleh. Total to pay 3%. I don't need to. I don't need to, but we'll do it anyway. Right, let's get parked up, because we need to sleep. What time of day is it now? 4:07 PM. So that's going to make it early hours of the night for the next job. Lights off, engine off. And that is us done. Ooh, what's that behind? Stock T-Mart. Yeah, we're going to sleep here tonight. But that's it for this episode. Until the next one, take care, guys. Happy trucking.